Hey, Rick, do you have time to talk real quick? I was just wondering if you knew anything about these toys in our house.
Toys? What are you talking about, Helen?
Well, I just mean that I was cleaning around the house, and I went into the closet in our room. And I found a bunch of action figures and clothes that a little boy would wear. Do you have any idea what these are? Because we don't have a son, just a daughter that likes to nap a lot.
Okay, first of all, you shouldn't be poking around other people's stuff. I mean, don't you care at all about privacy? What is the matter with you, you stupid woman?
Excuse me? I just told you that I was busy cleaning the house. That includes the room. You've got some nerve talking to me like that when I am working so hard to take care of our kids and keep the house clean. Especially after the way that you yelled at me about how dirty the house was. You literally told me that I should request time off work to clean.
Oh, just shut up already. All I'm telling you to do is not go rifling through my stuff without permission. When I say clean the house, that doesn't mean go through all my stuff as if it's yours.
You really mean to tell me that you wouldn't be mad if I cleaned all the house but your room? Besides, all I want to know is what these clothes and toys are and what they're doing here. Did you forget that we had a little girl or something like that?
Of course I didn't do anything like that at all. I just bought all those things for Nina. I just haven't had time to give her those, and that's all. And that's why I left them in the closet for now.
And so you're telling me that you get all these boys' clothes and toys for our daughter?
You really need to wake up. We're living in the 21st century. You can't just be putting all these expectations on children because of the gender. Don't you know that girls can like to play with action figures too? And boys' clothes are more neutral these days than anything else, so girls can wear them if they want.
Yeah, I guess you have a point there. But it still doesn't mean that all of this isn't very odd. And I guess more than anything, I had no idea that you were so progressive in that sense. Especially since I don't think you've ever bought Nina a piece of clothing or a toy before.
Well, I guess I'm full of surprises then, aren't I? But that's your fault for not thinking that I was capable of taking in new ideas or adapting to new times. Anyways, now that you know those are all for Nina, just leave them alone and don't touch them.
Helen, are you there? Just how long are you going to be staying out tonight, huh? I am really starting to hit the limits of my patience here. Come here and pick up your kid right now. Erica, what in the world are you talking about? And why are you texting me this late at night? Are you kidding me? Are you really telling me that you're that irresponsible that you don't even know I'm talking about your kid here? Just how long are you going to make me watch Nina for, huh? Can you please just hurry up and pick her up? I want to go to bed. I'm sorry, Erica, but I'm still really confused. I have no idea what you're talking about at all. I have no idea why you're even pretending to play dumb with this. Do you really expect me to hold on to her until morning? Because I am simply not going to go along with that. And just why do you think you can use me like a babysitting service this frequently anyways? Because I am getting sick of having to always be the one who watches over Nina. Erica, I really still have no clue what this is all about. What this is about is the fact that my house is not some free daycare service, okay? Now, just hurry up and come and get your kid from me. But Nina is here at home, sleeping, right next to me. What are you talking about? I mean that my daughter Nina is literally here right next to me, fast asleep. So I have no idea who I would be going to pick up if I went to your house, because I only have one daughter, and it's Nina. But then, wait, you're telling me that you only have a little girl? Yeah, that's right. Of course, Nina has male cousins like your son. But are you sure that you're not mistaking her for someone else? I remember you saying that so many relatives were having so many kids that it was getting difficult to keep track of them. But it was Rick that brought this kid to me. He brought them here and asked me to watch them. What do you mean Rick brought you this kid? Well, at first I tried telling him no, and that I'm really no good with kids. But he just wouldn't listen and did what he always does, leave them on my doorstep for me to watch anyway. And so, anyways, I've been taking care of this kid all day and all night. And now it's past midnight, and I want someone to come and pick him up. I see. But Rick had to leave for a business trip this morning. I even saw him off, and he was all dressed up for work. Wait, what? But I thought today was your anniversary. I thought that was why I was watching this kid in the first place. No, it's not our anniversary at all. That happened months ago. And we went out as a family to go eat somewhere together. But then, hold on. I don't get it. Just whose kid is this that I've been taking care of then? Well, whatever is going on here, I can head to your place right now. Because apparently, Rick does have something to do with this. I'm going to wake up Nina to bring her too, so hold on for a second. Hey Rick, I'm really sorry to be calling you so late like this, but Nina said she really wanted to hear your voice. So that's why I was trying to call.
Oh, well, that's just a bit cute. I mean, I barely even left the house, but I don't think now is a good time for me to come to the phone. So if you could just please tell Nina that, and that I'll talk to her soon. That would be great.
But why can't you pick up the phone right now? I mean, I know you're on a business trip and all, but it's almost 2 a.m. I can't imagine that work is keeping you so busy that that's why you're still up, right?
Actually, one of the guys I came here with made some pretty big mistakes, so I'm in the room with him helping him fix this mess. I didn't actually go on this trip by myself, you know. They sent me with someone else from the office.
Oh, really? I didn't know that you had someone else there, but I feel like that's kind of odd for your company to send 2 people like that.
I guess that they wanted this to be a kind of learning opportunity for this other guy. But anyways, that's the reason why I can't talk on the phone right now, but I can send you the photos I've taken. Maybe you can show that to Nina to get her to quiet down for a while.
A picture, huh? Yeah, that could work. Why not send me a picture of you and your coworker together? I'm sure that Nina would love to see who you're there with.
Wait, are you serious?
Yeah, come on. It's already so late. Just do this now and I'm sure it'll be enough for Nina. Unless you can't because there isn't any coworker there, because you're just having a plain old affair right now. So go ahead and send me a photo of you and this other woman.
Wait, Helen, you've got this all wrong. I mean, you don't really think that I'm out cheating on you, do you?
I don't think, Rick. I know for a fact. So don't even bother trying to lie to me about that. I already know all of what's going on here. And I know that you dropped off this woman's kid with your sister to watch over while you were gone. But you also told Erica that you were going to be away on a business trip.
Oh, shoot. Well, I guess there isn't really much use in trying to hide anything from you now, is there?
You know, I got a call from your sister asking me to go and pick up our kid from her house. But Nina was in the house with me. And when I did go to her house, there was some little boy there that I had never seen. Which means that those toys and clothes I found earlier had to be for this kid. Am I right?
No. You really do have this all wrong. And this boy has nothing to do with those things you found in the closet earlier.
Okay then. Why don't you go ahead and tell me the truth then? You said yourself that I found out everything, right?
Did I? That was just a typo. You know my fat thumbs with this tiny keyboard, right? The fact is that I'm not having an affair or anything like that with you.
But you just said that I found out the truth and that you were.
I know, but I was lying. I really am just away on a business trip. And the person I'm with is nothing but a coworker.
Okay, well then what about the boy that you asked Erica to watch for you? What do you have to say about him?
Right, that boy. Well, obviously he's my coworker's kid. And I had to ask Erica to watch him while we were away on a business trip.
Oh, really? Because Erica has told me that this isn't the first or even the second time she had to watch this little boy.
Well, that's because my coworker has a really hard time trying to find a good babysitting service. I mean, things are so expensive these days, you know? And so I just wanted to try and help out as someone who was supposed to be giving them this training.
So you're really going to try sticking to this coworker story of yours then? I guess I can just call your work first thing tomorrow and find out the truth myself.
Wait, what? Come on, you don't have to go and do that.
Well, I wouldn't, but there's just one thing that's not adding up. One of this little boy's backpack, one of his parents' contact information is written down. And it says that this little boy's mom is a woman named Delilah Brown. So are you still going to keep pretending that this is just some coworker's kid?
Okay, wait, please, just don't jump to any conclusions. And whatever you do, don't call my company. They have nothing to do with this.
Well, I could figure out that much by myself. But I really doubt that they would like to hear of the trouble you've caused all in the name of going on business trip for your company.
You wouldn't really report anything about this to them, would you?
I'm going to give you one last chance to tell the truth, Rick. Now tell me whose child this is. If you tell me right now, then I won't tell your company.
It's the son of the woman that I've been having an affair with. Dear, are you happy?
Now that we have that settled, I want you to come back here right away. You and I have a lot to talk about.
You mean you want me to go all the way back home right now? But it's the middle of the night. How am I supposed to do that?
I guess you had better hire an Uber or something, because I want you and this Delilah lady here right now.
I don't believe this. This can't be happening.
It is, and I know that you've been lying to me about this for a long, long time. But I never would have thought that you were cheating on me. And then to force your sister to watch this woman's kid while you two go away together? You really are just an idiot, do you know that? And this Delilah woman sounds like a real piece of work too. I mean, entrusting her child to some stranger so she can go fool around with you? It's awful.
Wait, no, you don't get it. The thing is that Erica's actually the kid's aunt.
What do you mean by that?
Well, Delilah's son is also my son.
I don't believe it. You mean to tell me that you've been hiding the secret child from me this whole time? And what about our daughter? What about our family?
Well, I mean, you know that I love you too, but this kind of just happened.
I don't even know what to say. I am beyond anger at this point. But you two need to get back here right now. We need to settle this once and for all.
Erica, come on. Open the door, please. I came back and you're still not going to let me back in the house?
Tell me, Rick, do you have any idea what time it is? I thought Helen told you to get back here first thing in the morning. Well, it is almost evening. Besides, if you're looking for Helen, she isn't here. Her and Nina are both not here, in fact.
But then, where are they? Why am I here?
You're here because you were always dumping your son on me to watch him. When I told Helen about what was going on, at least she offered to pay for all the free labor that you had gotten out of him. In fact, she told me exactly where you hid all the money that you thought nobody else knew about. And when I opened up your safe, I saw that you had $3,000 stashed away. So I took all that money as back payment for the child watching services I did for you.
You took all of my money? You've got to be kidding me. But fine, whatever. Can you at least tell me where my wife and kid are right now? Just let me in the house so we can talk about this.
I'm sorry, but you are not going to be getting in this house. I don't want to see your dirty, cheating face ever again, in fact. In fact, if I did let you in, I can tell you that I wouldn't be able to hold back from socking you right in the face. But if you really must know, your wife and kid are back at her parents' house where they are safe from you. She actually dropped by in the afternoon to see if you had come, but I told her that you still hadn't shown up. I think she did want to talk to you about all of this, but when she thought you were cowering out of it, she gave up and went back to her parents' house. And no, I don't think that she ever wants to talk to you ever again.
You've got this all wrong. I mean, I said the wrong things. And I tried to come back in time, but there was nothing leaving that would have let me arrive any sooner.
Why don't you just go and tell your wife all these excuses to her instead of me? Because I really don't care how you try and justify any of this to yourself.
So then, you really think that if I go to her parents' house that Helen would talk to me?
Why on earth do you think I would have the answer to that question? And not that you've asked about your other child, but he's with our parents, so you can go and pick him up as well.
Wait a second. Does that mean that Mom and Dad know all about what's going on there?
That's right, and they were not happy to learn what you had been up to, so it sounds to me like you've got a lot to deal with. Hey, I finished signing my portion of the divorce papers, so I'll be sending them to you to sign. And you should know that I'm going to be suing you and Delilah for your affair, not to mention the fact that you're going to have to pay child support.
Please, don't do this to me, Helen. You have to know this is all just one big mistake.
No, trust. I know just what a mistake being with you was now, but that's why we're getting a divorce. And once we're through with it, I'm going to block you on everything and never talk to you again.
Please, you have to reconsider. You can't do this to me. I mean, I don't want to lose you and Nina.
Why? What does it matter when you have a whole other family you can go home to? A whole other wife and kid even. I don't see why you need Nina and I around.
But you don't get it. Delilah's kid isn't actually mine. We're not connected by blood at all.
What are you talking about? The other day you told me that he was your son.
I know, but it was only after that Delilah told me that it was a lie and that we weren't related at all. He's some other guy's son. So I was being lied to this whole time, too.
You have got to be kidding me.
Well, the thing is that when you said you were going to leave me, I was sure that I had no other choice but to marry Delilah. But then she went and admitted that her son was never mine and that she also was lying to me about that.
So then you and that boy really aren't related at all?
If what Delilah says can be trusted, I guess not. But I already knew that she had some other men on the side, so I'm not all that surprised. Although I guess she lost contact with the father before she could make him take responsibility, so that's why she told me the kid was mine.
So then you tricked me and you were being tricked by her. But surely you must have had some sense that the kid wasn't your son, right?
What makes you say that?
Because you still call the child yours. It's clear that even if you two aren't related by blood, that you still feel like a father to this boy.
Well, that isn't my fault. She tricked me into being there for him. But the only real child of mine is Nina, so please don't take her away from me.
If you didn't want this to happen, then you should have never cheated on me in the first place. Now hurry up and sign the divorce papers, or else I'm never going to let you even have visiting rights with Nina.
You wouldn't really do that to me, would you?
Of course I would. Do you have any idea just how betrayed I feel right now? It's like my whole married life has been a lie because of the way you tricked me. But you didn't just trick me. You even lied to your sister and roped her into watching Delilah's son so that the two of you could go and carry on your affair. You ruined the trust you had with so many people who loved and cared about you. And for what? Well, I don't want to hear any more excuses from you. You are going to take responsibility for what you've done, divorce me, pay the alimony and child support, and that is that. Now, the next time you hear from me, it will be to discuss when our lawyers can meet. But until then, I don't want to hear, see, or even have to think about you. After that, Rick finally saw the light and agreed to divorce me without putting up any more of a fight. I was really worried that he was going to drag this process out. His parents, however, were so furious with him that they practically forced him to sign the papers. By the time it was all done, Rick was so ashamed that he just wanted to pay everything at once, so as to never deal with either of us again. I wasn't even sure when he would be able to visit with Nina in his state. But that meant that he had to pay alimony, the legal fees from the lawsuit, as well as child support in a lump sum that left him drowning in debt. Rick wasn't the only one being sued, however. I also sued Delilah for her affair with my husband. In court, she tried to talk to me mother to mother and explain that she wouldn't be able to afford such hefty fines and still be able to take care of her son. But I just told her that as a mother, it was her job to explain to her son why this was happening. She realized I was going to show no mercy and ended up paying the court's fine in full. I hear that Rick still goes to Delilah's house now and then and plays with her son. I don't know what's going on in his head at all, but I think this might be his way of trying to make up for all the lives he ruined with his foolishness.
Hey, Maddie, is now a good time? Hi, Jane. Sure. Thanks for inviting us to dinner tonight. Do you always cook those kinds of dishes? What do you mean, those kinds? Like, roasted vegetables and gluten-free food. There wasn't a single meat dish. Yeah. Lately we started going vegan and gluten-free. What? That's not good. Why not? My son Kevin works hard every day, If he keeps eating those plain dishes, he'll become too skinny. You should cook more meat dishes for him. I would like to do that, but his recent medical results showed signs of issues with his metabolism and sugar levels. We've been focusing on vegan and gluten-free diets. It's for his health, Are you saying my son is overweight? I don't think so. He has always been skinny ever since he was little. It seems like he gained quite a bit of weight since we got married. I know he loves to eat junk food while out, so I try to make sure that he eats healthy meals at home at least. I see. But he's still in his 30s. I don't think you have to restrict him from eating meat like this. Besides, he has always preferred meat over vegetables. I feel bad for my son. It's not like I'm restricting him from eating meat. There are some days when I cook meat dishes. But I still want my husband to stay healthy. Anyways, how many years has it been since you got married to my son? Well, it's been about 5 years, I think. See, it's been 5 years and you still haven't gotten pregnant. That's proof he needs to eat more meat. When I saw him the other day, he seemed quite tired for some reason. It's probably because you're stingy and only cook plain dishes, isn't it? I think it's because he worked late that day. Lately, he often comes home late at night because of work. I don't think so. I think it's because of what he eats. So, I had to stop by the house the other day and feed him. What? To boost my son's energy, I cooked his favorite steak for him. Steak? Yes. I bought finest meat just for him. He looked so happy and ate a lot that day. My husband is currently on a diet. See, here you go again. That's why, no matter how much time passes, you haven't gotten pregnant. Given how hard work already is, you should at least make something to boost stamina for Kevin. Isn't that what a wife is supposed to do? Yeah, as a wife, I take care of my husband's health. I prepare nutritious meals considering his health. I know you are concerned about him too, but I know what's best for him. Oh, shut up. I just want to see my grandchild soon. What? All my neighbors are having grandchildren one after another. How long are you planning to make me wait? I don't know what to say about that. Because you keep making meager meals for my son. I'm feeling miserable. Instead of dieting, you should put your priority on making grandchildren for me. Maddie, have you gotten pregnant yet? No, I haven't gotten pregnant yet. Huh? Still not pregnant? Yes, I'm sorry. Why are you being lazy? Hurry up and start making babies. What? Why are you saying this out of nowhere? My neighbor's eldest sons have only been married for 3 years. And you know what? They're welcoming a second child. When I heard that, I felt so frustrated. And on top of that, everyone in the neighborhood only talks about their grandchildren. They show me pictures and videos of their grandchildren and brag about how cute they are. The only picture I can show them is my dog. I can't help but be jealous. I see. I see? Don't you feel bad about me? So, how's it going? Tell me. What do you mean, how is it going? I'm asking if you're actively trying to get pregnant. No, lately we are both busy, so it's not that easy. Besides, we have discussed that we don't need to rush into it. What nonsense are you talking about? You're already over 30, aren't you? So what? Nowadays many people have children around the age of 40. What? No. You'll be 40 in no time. As you get older, giving birth and raising children become more challenging. Giving birth is better when you're younger. I'm saying this for your own good. Well, I appreciate that. I understand that you want to see your grandchild soon. But we're both busy and this is a personal matter for us. I don't need excuses. Then why don't you quit your job and focus on trying to get pregnant? Can't you manage your life with just my son's income? No, that's not possible. Don't lie. Kevin works for a well-known company. He probably makes enough for 2 people. I'm sure he does, but he's been spending too much these days. So there isn't as much financial flexibility as you might think. What? Are you saying it's my son's fault? Lately, it seems he's out drinking every night. I'm concerned about his health, and I've asked him to cut back, but he doesn't listen to me at all. That's your fault, isn't it? Why is it my fault? A wife must create a comfortable environment for her husband to want to come home. Yet you're always nagging about dieting and complaining. I'm not complaining every day. Don't make excuses. Moreover, when he comes home, you only serve simple and plain meals every day. No wonder he doesn't want to come home. I've told you before that sometimes I cook his favorite meat dish. I don't think I'm nagging that much. But last month, he spent over $1,500 just on drinking. If I weren't working, we wouldn't be able to make ends meet. It's his money. He can spend it however he wants. What I'm trying to say is, if he spends that much every month, I can't quit my job and raise a child. Well, you're probably right. Instead of going out drinking all the time, he should come home early. I'll tell my son to go home as soon as possible. Maddie, you should also ease up on work and focus on trying to get pregnant. But it's our decision to have a baby. What? No, this is not just your issue. As my daughter-in-law, you need to bear a grandchild for us. And also, this is a good opportunity for you to get tested to see if you're infertile. Infertility test? If you're infertile, there's no point in being married to my son. What? I think we can continue being a couple even if we can't have a child. What are you saying? Are you trying to keep me from having grandchildren for the rest of my life? Anyway, just get tested, okay? Well, I'll think about it. Hey, Maddie. I heard you got tested. Why didn't you tell me about it? Huh? Who told you about the test? From my son, of course. I heard you're the reason why I still have no grandchild. What? Hold on. Are you saying I'm infertile? Yes. I can't believe you trying to hide it. You kept it from me because you didn't want to get divorced by my son, didn't you? Not really. Did he really tell you that I was infertile? My son told me everything. I see, but I didn't keep quiet because I didn't want a divorce. Oh, really? No wonder. I thought it was strange that you've been married for 5 years and haven't gotten pregnant. It turns out it's all your fault. Jane. He doesn't need a useless wife who can't bear children. I'm going to find a younger, more honest, childbearing wife for my son. You should divorce my son right away. About that. We're already divorced, you know. What? Already divorced? I just told him to divorce you because you're infertile. I'm telling you, we are already divorced. Wait, what do you mean by that? He said he'd talk to you about it, so I left it up to him, but the story about me being infertile was his lie. A lie? Wait, I don't get it. I didn't want to deal with you anymore, so I let him handle it. I feel sorry for you, and I'll tell you the truth at this point. There's no way that my son is lying. Well, you'll have to hear me out before you decide if I'm lying or not. First, about the divorce. I know my son dumped you. It's the opposite. Haha. I've been thinking about bringing up the divorce for a while now. What do you mean? He was having an affair. What? I always thought something was off. He works for a well-known company, so if he worked overtime, he should have received overtime pay. Even though he claimed to work overtime every day, his salary remained the same. He told me he has to go out for work-related socializing. But when I happened to talk to one of his colleagues, they told me that no work-related socializing has happened recently. So that means he lied about working overtime or attending work-related socializing. He was meeting his affair partner. No way, not my son. I didn't want to believe it at first either, but I wanted to know the truth, so I hired a PI. And it was confirmed that he was having an affair. You hired a PI? Yes, actually, he was madly in love with a stripper. What? He goes to a strip club? At first, his boss forced him to go, but then he got hooked. Eventually, my husband started going alone. He started meeting that woman privately, and there were pictures of them holding hands and entering a motel. On top of that, to support her financially, he secretly loaned money. No way. He borrowed money just to impress her. What a fool, haha. Well, for a fat old man like him, he could only use money to get a young woman. I can't believe it. My son having an affair with a stripper. Well, it was fine until he was just going to places like that. In his case, it's clear cheating, and we have to get a divorce. I was foolish to believe he was working late. And that's not the only thing he lied about. What? There's more? We haven't talked about the main issue, about the test. Despite being insistent about it, did you forget? Haha. Oh, yeah. So, we both underwent fertility testing. We both thought there shouldn't be any issues. I was hoping that once we had a baby, he might stop cheating on me. But the results were surprising. I was fine, but he was infertile. My son is infertile? Yes. No matter how many times we tried, we couldn't conceive because of him. That's a lie. How is it impossible that a man is infertile? Did you really think that infertility is only for women? Because it's the woman who gives birth to the child. Infertility can also be an issue with men. I have the test results if you'd like to see them. If you want to see it right now, I can send you a picture. Stop it. I don't need to see that. Can you believe it? He was blaming everything on me while he was the reason why we still have no child. Haha. He's been spending all the money on a stripper, and on top of that, he's infertile. What's so funny about it? Don't you find it funny? You were calling me a useless wife. But the truth was, it's your son who is useless. That's enough. Stop it. How could you disrespect your ex-husband like that? Besides, he's my son, so it's natural for me to believe what he says. Weren't you sad when you found out my son was infertile? Not really. I don't care. We've already divorced. Oh, my poor son. Even if he was infertile, there should be some treatments, right? If my son gets married to a young woman, it might work this time. I don't think so. The doctor said it's absolutely impossible. Oh no. So I won't be able to see my grandchildren for the rest of my life? Unfortunately, that's how it is. Then what about the successor to our family? My son is an only child. If my son can't have children, then there will be no heir to our family. Why don't you adopt a child? It doesn't make sense to have a child who isn't related to us. I guess so. You sound like you don't care about it. Yeah, because it's not my problem. The rest is for you to discuss with your son. By the way, I'm demanding a full alimony payment from him. Alimony? Of course. We divorced because he cheated on me. But my son is probably hurting now that he knows he's infertile. And on top of that, he's burdened with debt. Please don't do anything to push him into a corner like that. I'm sorry to hear about your son's infertility, but the debt is his own fault. Well, I don't think I'll ever see you again. Goodbye. Wait, Maddie. Please, I'm begging you, at least spare him the alimony. Maddie. I have a favor, please answer the phone. What? Jane? I don't think there is anything to discuss with you anymore. It's very important. I need to talk to you for a minute. About what? I'm busy right now, so please keep it short. I heard you got married again. Is that true? Yes, I did. I was wondering if we could adopt your child if you get pregnant. What? My neighbor just had her third grandchild. I'm so jealous, it's driving me insane. So, what does this have to do with my child? I want you to let me hold a grandchild. I'm sure you're planning to get pregnant soon, right? In that case, I want to raise that child. Of course, I'll provide full support during your pregnancy. You can even stay at our place. You won't have to worry about living expenses, okay? Jane, do you even realize how insane you're sounding? I divorced your son 2 years ago. And my child isn't even related to you by blood. So it won't be your grandchild. At this point, blood relations don't matter. Anyway, I want to hold a baby and brag to the neighbors. That's enough. Can you please not involve me, a complete stranger, in your ridiculous show-off? Oh, come on, don't say that we are strangers. We used to be a family once. Well, how about this? Your son gets married to a single mother, that would be a quick solution, right? That way the child would be your grandchild. Well, my son has shut himself in his room and it's another problem that I'm facing. What? After the divorce, being demanded alimony, and ending up in debt. He got dumped by that stripper. Well, as I expected. He wanted to marry her, but she dumped him just like that. He was shocked, became reckless. He quit his job and is still unemployed. I see. I don't think he'll ever get married again. Right? That's why I have no one else to rely on but you, Maddie. If you get pregnant, promise you'll tell me first, okay? I'll raise the child with care. It's been my dream for so many years to hold a grandchild in my arms. I'm sorry, but it's physically impossible for me to fulfill your dream. What? Why? I'm currently not in the States. What? No way. My current husband has been assigned to work abroad, so we're living as a family overseas. As a family? Yes, I already have a child. So I'm sorry, but you'll have to give up. Oh no, my grandchild. It's not your grandchild. Are we done? I'm busy, so I don't have time to listen to this nonsense. Wait, please, Maddie. I apologize for everything I've said to you. Could you please let me meet your child at some point? I will wait until you come back here. Absolutely not. I won't ask for adoption anymore. At least let me hold the child in my arms. No. I don't want anything to do with you anymore, so I'm going to block you. Goodbye. A few days later, I received a message from Jane's husband. He apologized for his wife causing trouble and expressing his regrets. It seems he has been distressed for a while about his wife's inappropriate behavior. He also told me that he finally decided to get a divorce. Now that Jane has gone through a divorce and her ex-husband has moved out, she finds herself in daily arguments with her son while grappling with her deep attachment to grandchildren. On the other hand, I am living overseas with my husband and our 1-year-old son. My first marriage was a disaster. But now I am surrounded by my loving family and couldn't be happier.